Hello children, we will continue with our chapter photosynthesis, and in the previous part I explained you about the structure of chloroplast and I told you what are the raw materials which are needed for photosynthesis. So once again I will revise that with you. We need carbon dioxide, we need water, we need chlorophyll as a pigment and the solar energy. When all these things are present, then the plants are able to form their food, and that is in the form of glucose. All right. Then I described you about the chlorophyll, the pigment, the structure of the chloroplast, and I also told you the location of chloroplast and chlorophyll is different, that you must write down and learn it properly, because when it comes to the location of chloroplast, so what will you write down? They are present inside the cell, right? And these chloroplasts, they are the cell organelle, whereas the chlorophyll, which is the pigment, it is present in the walls of the thylakoid. So the location, if it is asked, you have to be very much clear about this, that this chloroplast, these are the structures, they are mainly present in the green part of the plant, and it is present in the plant cell. Whereas chlorophyll, where is it present? Chlorophyll is present in the walls of the thylakoid. Also, very specifically, if you have to write down, so you can write chloroplast. They are present in the mesophyll. Chloroplast, they are present in the mesophyll of the leaves, whereas chlorophyll, it is present in the walls of the thylakoid. So please take this thing as a very important part. Now, next is this. Now we begin further with the regulation of stomatal opening and closing. So, as I explained you, this stomatal opening and closing. Let us see once again the structure of the this is stomata. So you all can see that stomata consists of guard cells, right? So these are the two guard cells. They are surrounded by epidermal cells. Guard cells contain number of chloroplasts in them. So the specific characteristic of guard cell is that they contain chloroplasts in them, so that photosynthesis can take place. And their inner wall is thick and outer wall is thin. So this helps them in opening and closing of it. They are supported by these epidermal cells, which results in opening and closing of stomata. They also bear nucleus. So this is the complete structure of open stoma. Okay, and when the stoma close, you can see it looks like this. So how this opening and closing of stomata takes place, that we have to understand by two different theories. So first I'm going to take this sugar concentration theory. So this tells us about the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. So before I move further, where are the stomata present? We have already discussed about this point in the previous chapter, transpiration, that there are more number of stomata which are present on the ventral surface or the lower surface of the leaf. Okay, so stomata, they are the minute openings, and where are they present? On the lower or the ventral surface of the leaf. And what is the main function? It helps in letting in of carbon dioxide. It helps the carbon dioxide to move inside, and which further helps in the process of photosynthesis. And in exchange, they give out water vapor that helps in the process of transpiration. So this carbon dioxide, when it moves inside, then it helps in the process of photosynthesis further. Whenever there is dark, so this stoma, it tends to close, and the water loss, it is minimized. That is, the water loss which is taking place through transpiration, it is reduced when the stoma is closed. The closed stomata, there will be no water loss. So this is now let us see how this regulation occurs. So first of all, we shall discuss the sugar concentration theory. There are two theories. One is potassium ion theory and one is sugar concentration theory. So for this sugar concentration theory, I have made a small flow chart with which you can understand that how it moves. So one is sugar concentration theory, which is the old theory, and the new one which is accepted, that is potassium ion theory, and it is the recent one which is widely accepted. Now let us understand, during the daytime, guard cells, they perform photosynthesis. Okay, when the photosynthesis process takes place, there will be formation of glucose or sugar. when glucose or sugar is produced, what will happen? Guard cells will become hypertonic. They will turn hypertonic. Then when the guard cells will become hypertonic, if you remember I told you कि hypertonic है इसका cell का sap inside, outside it is hypotonic. क्या हो जाएगा? Endosmosis. What will happen? Endosmosis. So surrounding epidermis, what is there? It is hypotonic. तो ये epidermal cell से क्या करना शुरू कर देगा? It will start taking in water क्योंकि अंदर concentration ज्यादा हो गया है. So hypertonic and बाहर की तरफ water का concentration is less. So diluted and hypotonic water will start moving in. Water enters the guard cells by the process of endosmosis. By the process of endosmosis, the water will move inside. When the water will move inside, these guard cells, they become turgid and the result is there will be a stretch, it will open. So guard cells turn turgid and the stoma will open. That will result in the opening of stomata and the further process will go on. During the night time, what happens? Since there is no photosynthesis that is taking place in the guard cells, so guard cells no more hypertonic. They will not be hypertonic anymore. And then when the guard cells are not hypertonic, what will happen? Now the water will move out. So they will give out or leave the water and exosmosis will take place. Guard cells will turn flaccid and the stoma closes. So that tells about the theory, that is sugar concentration theory, and which was old theory. So according to this theory, we have understood how this stoma opens and closes. Now there is another theory that is called as potassium ion concentration theory. Potassium ion concentration theory, and it is a new theory. So according to this theory, during the daytime photosynthesis occurs. Okay? During the daytime photosynthesis will take place, and what will happen? Now this opening and closing of stomata will depend on this potassium ion gradient. So during the daytime when the photosynthesis takes place, what happens? That the chloroplast of the guard cells, these chloroplasts of the guard cells, they lead to the production of ATP. When the food is formed, that means ATP production is taking place. So guard cells, when they perform photosynthesis, ATP will be produced. In this potassium ion theory, the ATP will be produced. And slowly what will happen? This ATP pumps this potassium ions of the adjoining cells into the guard cells. So from these adjoining cells, potassium ions, they start coming in guard cells. अब क्या होगा? Potassium ion concentration will increase. यहाँ पे potassium ion concentration will increase. When potassium ion concentration will increase, again this guard